Hey, everybody, good morning and welcome to the official launch of the Digital Buddha live stream, first topic ever. And today I want to kind of talk a little bit about what this channel is going to be about. Obviously, I'm very passionate about owning your own real estate, your digital real estate, so to speak. I do believe that it's going to be as important as owning physical property in the real world, because everything is going digital. 2020 showed, if it showed us anything, I think more people are going to be shopping online, doing a lot of things that they normally were doing in the outer world. They're doing it digitally and stuff. So also a lot of small businesses have kind of shut down last year due to the pandemic because they weren't prepared. They didn't own their own digital real estate. So I'm really passionate about discussing this topic. And today I have a very special guest to help me kick off the inaugural Digital Buddha, topic live stream. And it is none other than one of my best friends and business partner with Aspen Grove Studios and Divi Space and all the way around, Mr. Cory Jenkins. So I'm going to introduce the world to an awesome human soul. And, well, I don't know that the world's watching this, but whoever watches this, I'm introducing my beautiful business partner, Cory Jenkins. Say hey to Mr. Jenkins, everybody. Hey, Cory.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, man, I couldn't think of anybody
Good to be here
else.
with the Buddha.
I couldn't think of anybody else that I wanted to start this, this journey with, because you've been a big part of my online digital journey because we're business partners and friends. And I guess we will tell a little bit of our history and our story of how Cory met, because I think it's applicable to what we're going to be talking about today. Let's talk about what is digital real estate. I haven't heard that phrase very often. I'm not going to say that I coined it, but I haven't heard very many people outside of myself use it in the way that I use it. I believe that, the internet is digital real estate. We have a website, Let's Get .live, for example, or Divi.space, which Cory and I own, AspenGroveStudios.com, which we own. That's our little part of the web that we own. And let me be clear, if you are on Squarespace or Wix or Weebly or any non-self-hosted platform, you do not own that. They do.
You're renting.
You're simply renting space. And my mission is to educate people of the importance of owning your own real estate. So whether you build a custom HTML website that you hire someone to do, or you have a self-hosted WordPress website, you own that. You control that 100%. And we're going to kind of give some examples of what recently happened in Australia with Facebook and some of the social platforms and stuff just this week that were kind of eye-opening for a lot of people. Not only the COVID stuff last year, with businesses shutting down and stuff and people not being prepared to go digitally, they actually had to close their doors and stuff. So we're going to talk about that, aren't we, Cory?
We sure are. Yeah, it's something we've been preaching for years. And I think just in this past year, it's become really apparent to, all businesses how actually important it is. So,
okay. I've kind of defined what digital real estate is. It's you owning your little part of the internet. So when you buy that domain, it's yours as long as you keep renewing it, and it costs a whole whopping $10 a year. I mean, come on. Unless you get one of the fancy TLDs, which stands for top level domain, like .live, .club, .whatever, they may cost more than $10 a year, but a traditional .com doesn't cost but more than $10, $15 a year. And that's any business and any person personally, I believe you should go and try and get your name. If you don't have your name already, go get whatever your name is.com.
Yeah, that's something I've actually done for all of our kids. Like as soon as we know the kids' names, I'm going buying a domain for them, securing a Gmail email address and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's just something cool, for them down the line. And
well, it's beyond cool. It's you're reserving their their brand, for should they choose to go into business for themselves or personally, share whatever message they want to share online. You're reserving that. There's only one davidblackman@gmail.com in the world available. So if somebody else has it, you're going to have to davidblackman1235@gmail.com, which kind of sucks, honestly. You want the
I
thing.
had to throw my middle initial in there, which isn't too bad,
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, domains and email addresses and everything like that. Yeah, it's important. You never know what you or your children or even your parents, maybe you want to go secure that for them, what they're going to encounter down the line, and if that'll come in handy. So.
Yeah, Rob says that he owns his last name as a domain. He had to pay $800 for it 14 years ago, as It is a misspelling of values. So, yeah, people pick up. And believe it or not, there's probably thousands of searches a month on misspelling of values. So I can totally understand why. And that's another thing. You don't want somebody else to get it, squat on it, and extort, hoping to make money and stuff. So let's see here. Roy Green, welcome to the live stream. He says it can be a pain if there are other Roy Greens more famous than you. That is true. So, true story. When I went to get davidblackman.com, it was taken because there is a very famous fiddler musician named David Blackman who had all the David Blackmans already. He was smarter than me and faster than me. So I, like Cory, have my middle initial. I've got my, W, which my middle name is Wayne. So davidwblackman.com is the URL that I own. It's not developed. You don't have to run over there and check it out. I just have it. When you're in business, in the web business, like Cory and I with a WordPress company, we're like the landscaper that has the worst yard on the lot, and the construction that has the house the contractor that has the house that's falling down and stuff. We never really get to work on our own personal passion projects because we're so focused on all of our stuff. So, well, Cory?
Yeah, I've definitely had a number of them in my head for the past couple of years, and then just the core business gets so busy and it's good sometimes to turn back, inward, much like the Buddha here. He's focusing on his brand and
absolutely. All right, well, let's dive off into this. Something happened pretty big. Before we dive off, I'm going to catch this one more comment. In my case, I got all the domains, but there's a famous radio talk show host in Canada. My email can be very entertaining. I would imagine, Good morning, John. Thanks for jumping on, my friend. John says he's lucky. I have only one other person that competes with me in search results. He's been in the news, but thankfully doesn't have much more of a web presence. As long as it's not a bad news, John. So a bunch of mug shots and stuff like that when they Google your name and stuff. So let's dive off. Something really big kind of happened in Australia this past week, and Cory and I are in one of our friends, Stephanie Hudson, who owns Focus on Your Biz, which is a WordPress company, and she has a little Facebook group that Cory and I are a part of. And in that Facebook group, one of our other good friends, Olga Summerhays, posted in there about something that happened that is totally applicable to what we're talking about today. So I'm going to kick it over here to this screen, and Olga posted this. She said, guys, did you hear about Facebook shutting down news pages, and not only in Australia? So obviously she lives in Australia, but she's inferring that This didn't only happen in Australia. So if you're familiar with this, let us know in the comments. She says, I am just watching the news, and it looks like a lot of big organizations had their pages shut down. Her kid's school, which is a Catholic page, a Catholic school, is down since yesterday. So I'm guessing they shut Catholic organizations down as well. It just proves again, it's better to own your platform, parentheses, website, no matter how popular and free it is. If you don't own it, you can't control it. That's a pretty powerful, bold statement. If you don't own it, you can't control it. So basically, with censorship and Facebook is obviously huge, billions of users. It's the number one website in the world. A lot of people stay on it. Cory and I are on it. We do a lot of business on there and stuff. But one thing that we've been very good at is, since day one, is we've conditioned our audience to come over to our website, which we own, we control. People can get 100% of our message, whereas Facebook, YouTube, the algorithms not necessarily get 100% of your message. So this is really, really important. And a lot of these businesses, churches, schools, news organizations were shut down that did not have a website,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean, that's kind of a nightmare for, nonprofits and other social service type businesses who rely on Facebook, not only to get their message out, but, people are fundraising on Facebook. So for people who aren't aware, just to kind of give you a little bit of background, Australia, the government is trying to pass legislation saying that Facebook, Google, those sorts of social media platforms and web companies, they're saying, hey, the news organizations are creating and curating all this content that is bringing you guys a lot of users. It's retaining users. So basically the Australian government is trying to pass legislation that's saying, okay, Facebook, you need to start paying these media companies, these content creators for their content that is helping your business out greatly. Facebook, this has been going on for, discussions for quite a while, but Facebook kind of called their bluff and completely shut down what was only meant to be news organizations, but inadvertently shut down schools, nonprofit websites, other businesses who weren't meant to be targeted in the shutdown. So I think it was a wake up call for a lot of companies, and it's kind of a scary thing once you start thinking about it. I know Canada is coming up on proposing the same legislation, so there's a chance something similar can happen there. European Union's been in talks about it, and so I think these similar types of scenarios are going to start rolling out around the world. So, yeah, kind of a bit of a scary thing if you're relying on Facebook and other third-party platforms.
Welcome to the stream, Doc. My brother from another mother and my business partner in Let's Get Live. Doc is in the house. Doc Rock.
Doc. I paid Doc to say that, actually. So.
Cory's way smarter. Look, Cory is very smart. So, yeah. Cory says another Cory Levine. I'm going to go with Levine. Tell me if I'm saying it wrong, Cory, but it's really, really scary. You're right. Let me catch up on some comments here. Yeah. So Josiah totally agrees. So many ideas, no extra time. Just slowly build into the most likely succeed passion projects. Absolutely, like the Digital Buddha. So, I've been searching for my voice online for a while now, and I finally found it because this is something that I'm really, really passionate about. Doc, if you want to know, Callie says, hello. Yo, Doc. And, Cory says I got it right, so it is Levine. I'm going with Levine. Thank you. Yeah, Cory's very smart. This Cory. Wherever the hell you are. Yeah, so, when you are at the behest of, Facebook, YouTube is an example. YouTube is owned by Google. It's the number 2 search engine in the world. So when I came into the Ecamm Live community to learn this fabulous tool that I'm live streaming on right now, I wanted to, learn about it and stuff. And I found this just amazing community that was there sharing knowledge, helping people kind of learn how to use this tool, but also helping them how to use YouTube, because a lot of them were content creators. So Cory and I have been content creators on the search side on Google, #1 search engine, for a long time. We produce a tremendous amount of written content in the form of blog posts. And, so what I noticed on the content creators like YouTubers and stuff, they were totally ignoring the #1 search engine in the world, and they didn't own their own real estate. Some of them did, and some of them perceived that they owned their own digital real estate, which was because they had Squarespace sites and they had, Facebook pages, and they had these different platforms that they were using and stuff, and they didn't realize that, well, they don't own it. If YouTube changes their algorithm, and your revenue is dependent solely on a lot of hard work that you've put into content creation on the YouTube side, and they change their algorithm, and then all your videos quit showing up in the searches that you've worked really hard for, all of a sudden your revenue does this. And I know quite a few very popular vloggers on YouTube in the RV space that a couple of years ago, when YouTube changed their algorithm, they were making multiple six figures a year just on YouTube, and their whole business model was into YouTube, and they weren't driving everything back to their website. And overnight, their revenue went down to almost nothing, and they had to start again. So then they realized, hey, I need a website. I need to control this platform. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about and stuff. So, some pretty scary stuff. And I mean, let's face it, we are the guinea pigs for the digital age. We're the one that's blazing the trail and kind of figuring all of this stuff out. So, yeah. And Cory, you have to just jump in and cut me off, because you know me, man. I'm a talker. So,
yeah, I think when you you put it in context to those people, getting what they thought was their, the core of their business shut down or completely changed, and the rug pulled out from under them.
Right.
I've definitely heard of that happening, and I've heard of people just completely getting banned from like YouTube for really no reason in particular, mistakes like that. So those platforms are great for growing your audience. My wife loves TikTok. I'm.
Is she on TikTok? Is she TikTok famous? Is Mandy TikTok famous?
She's tech to do some TikToks. No, she doesn't like TikTok herself, but she watches all these TikToks, and some of these people have like hundreds of thousands of followers, and that's great. That's a great promotional method, but it should just be kind of thought of as just that, a promotional method. And what are you doing after that? You have these hundreds of thousands of followers.
Right.
So those are the types of people that you should be driving to your website, something that you own. So,
yeah. And, I think here's a very, very, Kim, I want you to say this. So Kim is right up the road in Portland from me. She's been thinking more about how she can host her live streams and content on her own website. Kim, I've got some great news. Cory and I are a software development company, obviously, and Kim's in the tech space too. She's a very talented tech person. She's in the tech space as well. So we're going to be developing a WordPress plugin that integrates Ecamm into any WordPress website in the world. And it's going to go beyond just the traditional embedding, your live stream into the website and stuff. We're going to have a pretty robust, functional piece of software that's going to tie in with Ecamm, that's going to not only integrate with the YouTube side of things. We're going to programmatically automate some things where it'll grab your live streams, put them into your website. But we're also going to do some stuff on the podcasting side that is going to be like mind-blowing and stuff. So if you're a YouTuber that also repurposes your content on into the podcast format and an audio format and stuff, we have some pretty amazing stuff coming your way. We don't want to give too much of the secret sauce away. Who knows Who
I
knows?
think you just gave everything away.
I
I'm just
did
kidding.
probably. Doc says I'm not a very good teaser. I tell too much information. So Kim says, bruh. That's
Yeah,
right.
it's going to be awesome. We just got it scoped out earlier this week, and we're in discussions about it. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be pretty game changing. So we're excited about it.
Yeah. Good morning, Elaine. I just wanted to say hey. Of course, it's probably afternoon where Elaine is currently. She's on the eastern side of the country. And Jay Barrios Visuals says that is awesome. You're right. It is awesome. We're excited. So let's talk a little bit about the Let's Get Live platform, Cory. So we recently launched and created a new company. Obviously, I mentioned the partners and stuff. It's going to tie in really nicely with kind of what I'm talking about on this channel. We're not only going to help you, have your own platform, own your own digital real estate, teach you how to do that very easily. If you're not a developer, if you're not a tech person, that's okay. We got you covered, We're going to show you how to do that and stuff. And Cory and I own a hosting company, and we do create WordPress themes and stuff like that. So we are already there in that industry, and this was just a nice kind of segue into it. It fits really well. But we're also going to teach you how to share your message with the world on the Let's Get Live, teach you how to do it professionally like these overlays you're seeing here. Teach you confidence on camera, looking into the camera, doing all of these things. That's what we're going to do. And look, we got some amazing, incredible partners over there, Doc Rock, Diana, India, and Lemuel, that are already doing this stuff. So thank you, Kim. She says, don't forget to smash that like button. Yeah. So
Sounds like Pablo there.
yeah. User friendliness makes great things approachable. Appreciating all you're saying. Thank you, Elaine. I want to say, good thing I'm thinking of moving to Ecamm from StreamYard when I get my M1 MacBook Pro. Hey, look, you will not be disappointed. Here's how I feel. And there's nothing against StreamYard, Restream, these other platforms. They serve their purpose. But I want a standalone platform like Ecamm Live that's an app on the computer that we can control and stuff. Those browser-based things, I've never been a big fan of. StreamYard is a browser-based, Restream's browser-based, and I've got Chrome closed right now because it's a resource hog. So yeah. Junaid, welcome to the stream, and thanks for smashing that like button. Well, Cory, what else? Is there anything else we want to say?
I guess we can kind of expand upon Let's Get Live. I mean, the way that everything's kind of coming together, it's like, you're just kind of walk through this experience of how to not only start your business and own your own digital real estate. And we'll walk you, through that process as far as, the domain, the hosting, setting up your website. We're trying to make that as like seamless and easy as possible for people, where it's like let's say almost like a Wix type experience, really easy to get
like
set
a
up.
Squarespace. Yeah.
Like a Squarespace, but you're actually owning this. I mean, it's, based on WordPress, which is open source, and it's basically free. And you're actually owning your digital real estate. Unlike a Squarespace, you're paying them money every month. If Squarespace got shut down by the government or something like that, your website's down. You're dead in the water. So yeah, and then the other Ecamm portions of it are helping you, promote yourself, grow your brand, and it all really ties together. So it's kind of cool how everything's developing there.
Yeah, and one thing that we haven't really talked about is, Cory and I's company, Aspen Grove Studios, is we have some of the top WooCommerce reporting tools out there for WooCommerce, Product Sales Report Pro. And, this is something that we're going to integrate into this platform as well. So you'll not only be able to, start your brand online, promote your brand online through the Let's Get Live, but you'll also be able to, monitor the analytics, see exactly why people are coming to your site, what they're clicking on, what they're doing, what they're purchasing, and kind of dial that stuff in, get really, really granular on the data and stuff if you're a data nerd. So we're going to have all of that stuff. I'm going to catch up on comments here real quick. So Jay Barrios, I'm JB, that's what I'm calling you. I'm calling you JB. I have a lot of streaming experience with customizability since I stream video games, and he wants to bring more value to his church's stream. And Ecamm is going to be perfect because of its UI UX. Look, the churches, we have a lot of pastors in the Let's Get Live community and the Ecamm community and stuff, and they're really, really doing some amazing things in the churches and stuff. JB, if you're not in the Let's Get Live group, Google Let's Get Live Facebook group. Come join us over there. And if you're not in the Ecamm Live community, join us there as well because it's awesome. You'll get a lot of tips and ideas that'll help your church and stuff. And that Ecamm plugin for WordPress is going to be perfect for the church website. Absolutely. And JB uses Divi. Boom.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I definitely recognize that name.
Yeah. And then Junaid, the UX is really good on the Ecamm app. It is. I mean, it's just... It's easy. When I saw this tool, to me, I felt like, if my grandmother turned on a computer, she could live stream with Ecamm. That's how easy it was. I felt like this is kind of game changer for do-it-yourselfers. You don't have to have programming knowledge. You don't have to have design skills. You don't have to have a creative agency. You can just hit the buttons and go. So, well, that's huge. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm a very techie person, but I've never like gotten excited or really enjoyed using streaming software and stuff like that. So probably wasn't even until really about a month ago I started really digging into Ecamm and working with one of our employees, Josh. He's like, all right, we'll go in and set up a scene and do all this stuff. And I'm kind of like, all right, do I have time for this right now? How long is it going to take me? And it was like 20 minutes and I was up and running with like different scenes and walking through Ecamm. So it's definitely awesome.
And if you are watching me, I have been changing these things on the fly because I didn't have that one scene set up for Cory to talk by himself. But now that I do, and now I even have his names flying in, I actually should probably turn off the digital Buddha aspect of it, and then he would be even more branded. But I'm doing this stuff on the fly live as we're going in Ecamm. It's that easy and stuff. So, yeah. So what can you do? I want to give just a couple of quick tips, that you can do to maybe get started or be thinking about it. First of all, go buy your domain, whatever your domain is, your business name, your personal name, whatever that is, go purchase it. We use GoDaddy. GoDaddy is a great registrar. I know Doc is like down on the GoDaddy, but we like GoDaddy for as a registrar. They trying to get into everything, hosting, website building, all kinds of stuff. Do not use them for that. Listen to me. They are a registrar only. Register your domain there. Pay them $10, $15 a year, whatever it is, and they're stable. They're a big company. They're solid. They're probably not going anywhere. You can go to what are some of the other ones? One-on-one.
Namecheap.
Namecheap.
Yeah, there's One-on-One, Namecheap. Yeah. And we've had problems with some of those where like things were set up to auto renew and your domain doesn't auto renew, which will kind of light a fire under you to look for a better solution. So
yeah,
I've always liked, GoDaddy as a domain registrar, but yeah, hosting, everything like that. There's way better solutions out there.
I'm going to say, if our friends from GoDaddy, because Cory and I know quite a few people that work at GoDaddy, we love you. We're not meaning to bash all the other stuff. Because we're not, it's just, if that's your thing, that's your thing. As web developers and stuff, we kind of see things from a technical perspective, and being able to have control over our environment, we like that. And GoDaddy is just another, proprietary platform that they have their own software and stuff, so you're limited what you can do and stuff. Whereas WordPress, boom. WordPress is open source. It's free. You can do anything. So, yeah.
Yeah, GoDaddy has the website tonight, or I forget what their service is called, but yeah, I mean, buy your domain. GoDaddy's fine for domains, and then secure hosting. Hosting can get very expensive. It can also be very affordable. It just kind of depends on what your goals are, short term, long term.
So, first things first, head over to GoDaddy or wherever your registrar is and buy your domain. Valley? Is it Valley or Volley? Tell me. I want to pronounce it right. I'm a name person. So I'm going to go with Valley. I've been using Namecheap for many years. Domains names never had any issues. Yeah, and Cory and I use Namecheap as well. Namecheap is probably our second go-to registrar. But like Cory said, sometimes we found that the domains didn't auto-renew a lot of times. So we had to manually go in and handle it and stuff.
And we're different. We have like 500 domains or something like that. I'll be out to dinner with David. Yeah. He'll be on his phone, like buying domains as we're talking.
Hey, man, you got to get those domains. You never know when they're going to come in handy and stuff. So
you got it, man.
Yeah. Valerie. Hey, Valerie. I thought that might be you. Yeah, I know you're in the Let's Get Live or the Ecamm community and stuff. And I probably should have shared the link there, but I'm new to this whole live streaming thing, so I feel like I'm doing good, just kind of managing all of these things and trying to get some valuable information out and stuff. She just uses Valley P as a nickname. I hear you. Digital Buddha is my nickname. So let's see here. DB. Matter of fact, I mean, come on, Digital Buddha, David Blackman. I'm just going by, hey, DB. DB, that's what it'll be.
Fits right in.
That's easy. Any thoughts down the road of maybe doing a workshop or a live stream of how best to send traffic to our digital real estates, aside from paid advertisements? Absolutely, Cory, yes. We will definitely be covering all aspects of that. I'm passionate about that as well. Cory and I have some very, very high-ranking, not only WordPress websites, but websites, period, in the world. And it's because of, the content that we produce. The short and sweet of it is there's no secret. If you produce valuable, relevant content to your, audience, you're going to get people coming over there. So just produce content. Just keep going.
And we pay just about $0 in advertising.
We do.
I think probably in the history of our company, it's under like $500 probably.
No, we've spent about $5,000 on ads total. Okay. In the history of our company, which is insanely small. We've got really good friends of ours that have very successful companies similar to ours, and their model is the paid model. And they spend multiple six figures a year, on advertising to get that traffic over there. Well, once you start that animal rolling and you don't work on the organic side, you're forever feeding that beast. And we didn't want to feed that beast forever. We wanted you coming to our site and finding it naturally, organically. And then we found out that the search engines prefer that too. So it's a lot of work, putting out that amount of content and stuff, but the return is insanely good. So
it's kind of that long tail promotion as opposed to like an instant ad campaign. If you're focusing on content, growing your, promoting yourself to your audience, it's more of a long-term thing. Whereas like ads, you run a 2-week campaign. Once that's over, you're kind of, just waiting on the next time to do that big push. So we've seen just a lot of really slow, but consistent, well, I guess not extremely slow because it's actually been fast for what we expected, but slow kind of long-term growth is the best way to go.
Yeah, ours has been kind of meteoric, if we tell the truth. I mean, we started Aspen Grove Studios, LLC, in July of 2015, which was almost 6 years ago. And at the time, that website had zero traffic coming to it. And there's billions of websites in the world. And and Cory and I think Aspen Grove Studios sits around 30,000th ranked website in the world, which is, I think, phenomenal for our little company and stuff. And we have some really good role models that we kind of follow to do that. So to answer your question, we're going to definitely be given some, producing some content that's going to teach you how to do that, how to drive traffic outside of the paid environment. And, Valerie, thank you so much. Do you prefer Valley P or Valerie? Let me know, and I'll say it here. VP, we could go VP. I'm from Ville Platte, Louisiana, so VP is kind of a nickname that people gave me a long time ago as well. Hey, all right. She says, let's see here. Rob Valls, recreational vehicle. You can't use RV, that's for sure, Rob. You can't use RV. The inaugural stream. Thank you for stopping by, Kali. If you do not know Kali is Chocolate Twist Yoga. Google her on YouTube. Matter of fact, I have yoga class in 2 hours with her. So I started.
Oh, that's your yoga teacher. Okay,
that's my yoga teacher.
I have been getting your workout alerts on my
really?
my Apple Watch. So yeah,
awesome.
I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, thanks. JB, Valerie wants to just say thank you. Promoting organic content over paid ads. Absolutely, Josiah. Yeah, Cory says thanks. I didn't know this, but Valerie says she's actually a card-carrying member of Aspen Grove Studios. Found you guys in the Divi space.
Oh, nice.
Pun intended, hopefully. Valerie, Val, VP, Valley P, just don't call me Susan. I guess I'll put that on there. Look who stopped by, Cory. It's our good friend Jacobus.
Ah, Jacobus. How are you doing, buddy?
And Ann sends hugs. And we're sending hugs back. Here, Cory, ready, set, group hug. There you go, Ann. There you go. Digital Buddha and Cory. Virtual hugs. VP, Vice President. That's right. I guess I couldn't use that.
I do want to say thank you to Cory for spelling your name properly.
Yeah, look, Kim, this is not a group yoga session. However, I am documenting all of it. I have like 3 cameras in the room. And I think we're going to start processing the videos after session 3, which is today. And I'm going to put them onto this YouTube channel, the Digital Buddha YouTube channel, as a playlist. And y'all can watch me just go from, a little bit voluptuous, as I like to call it right now, to, amazingly, awesomely fit. I'm actually loving it. So... Kali, we are going to talk a lot about organic versus paid and stuff. And Sammy Superstar, he says that he wanted to say that Divi is great. I'm glad you guys are doing.
Yeah, Sammy's been working on his site. I checked it out today, so he's making some progress.
Yeah. Hey, Nancy, thanks for stopping by. Happy inaugural stream. That's right. We. And Chanel says she's a lifetime member. Doc says right. Fluffy. I like that. Fluffy. Fluffy sounds better than voluptuous, right? Voluptuous, maybe, I don't know. Aspen Grove. Hey, giving the love, sharing the love. All right. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. First step, get your domain. That's step 1. Step 2, hosting. It's the foundation. It's very, very important. Find a good host. There are lots out there. We're a little partial. We tend to think that DiviSpace hosting is some of the best hosting out there and very affordable. But there's also some other really good hosts. SiteGround, Flywheel, WP Engine. These are all some of the WordPress specific hosts that are out there that can help you with getting your website up.
Yeah, the main thing, especially for using not only Divi, but like any page builder, and even like WordPress itself can be a little bit resource intensive. But what we tried to do with our hosting, which is the DiviSpace hosting, kind of build it from the ground up with that in mind. So all of the resources, those important values that all hosts have different values and levels that they set. So we set ours like very high with Divi specifically in mind. So um, yeah, we've gotten some awesome feedback on it so far. Some other hosts are kind of following suit, and there's some really good hosts out there, and there's some really bad ones. So if you need advice, feel free to hit us up.
Doc
Oh,
wants to know if
GeoCities.
he wants to know if he can host at GeoCities. Once upon a time, once upon a time. Hey, they look.
He's
They
got all those little those flashing banners up top, and
yeah, yeah. They. I mean, they probably made their chunk, man. Got out, and they probably are, sipping mai tais on the island that they owned. The guys that started the GeoCities and stuff. Just
oh
saying.
yeah.
So hosting, domain name, and then obviously your platform. We're WordPress guys. We're obviously very big Divi guys. We love Divi. Find yourself a good child theme that's well supported, that's well built, and you can be up and running very, very quickly, inexpensive, and fast, and you're owning your own space and stuff. So, yeah, it's huge. And we're going to kind of
Yeah.
dive deeper into that stuff later. What's that, Corey?
Yeah, I was just going to say, WordPress, there's WordPress.org, which is the free open source version of WordPress. And then there's also WordPress.com, which there you're kind of depending on their platform and hosting and stuff like that. So really, with, your domain name and a host, you can get started for, pretty much nothing else. You can install WordPress for free. And then, if you already know how to use it, great. You can build your own site, or you can look for a designer, developer to help you out, which could cost under $1,000 to get your whole platform going,
Right.
and that includes e-commerce.
Absolutely. And look, you're not going to find an e-commerce website for under $1,000. I promise you. Go ahead and call around, see what you can do. Doc says he's on a beach in Hawaii, or he might be with the GeoCities guys on a beach in Hawaii, which, Corey, we're going to go hang with Doc Rock in Hawaii.
I know he's making me jealous. It's been like 15 years since I've been there.
So Nancy wants to know, is there some YouTube instructional videos on our Divi Space hosting an idiot's guide? Video is a big, massive push for us in 2021, Nancy. There will be, absolutely. But our hosting is so simple, anybody can use it. So
yeah. If you just go to hosting.divi.space, we've got some information about it there, and we'll definitely be making some more videos and stuff around that. But it's the back end of it compared to like using a cPanel and stuff is
Right.
like night and day.
Now, Cory Jacobus says that Ecamm Live makes us look sexy.
Oh man,
we'll take it. We'll take it.
It doesn't take much, I'm just kidding.
Doesn't take much. That's right. JB says, for Ecamm guests, are they required to have Skype, or is there a simple one-time guest link like how StreamYard does it? This is crucial for when we have our guest pastors preach on Sundays. Look, right now, everything's done in Ecamm. What you're seeing right now, there's no Skype. Ecamm has an interview mode, which allows up to 4 guests and the host. So 5 total people through Ecamm. But what you can also do is, if you need more than 5, you can add Skype in as well. And you can bring in as many guests as you want and stuff. So built into the Ecamm.
As far as guests, like today, all I had to do was click a link, and it's up in a browser window for the guests.
Right.
But yeah, as far as like running it, then what David's saying is true. But if somebody doesn't have Ecamm but you do, and you want to invite them on, then you just send them the link. So.
Doc, JB says we have to link up with the Pro Camera Hawaii fam whenever he goes back to visit in the near future. Absolutely. Just take me with you, JB. That's the one condition. You have to take me to Hawaii with you. All right. Well, kind of wanted to test things out, give a little bit of information and talk a little bit and answer some questions. And I promise the next stream is going to be way more prepared and stuff. Doc says, this is great. Please get a real estate-oriented child theme going. I need to move my real estate site soon. No need for IDX or MLS, just property galleries and blog. Don't we have that already designed, Corey? We just haven't built it?
Yeah, we have the design. We just need to build it out. But it's from what I remember, it looks pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
I think it would be perfect for you, Doc, and I can connect with you on that as well.
Awesome. Yeah. So JB, yeah, interview mode is awesome. He says he's going to stop in. He's in the Midwest, so Oregon's on the way. Come on, let's do it. Where in the Midwest are you? Doc says the Pro Camera Tony is one of his besties, hence I always wear his hat. I do like that hat. I don't know if this will show. This probably will show on Facebook. Hosting page, yeah, you can check out our hosting at hosting.divvy.space or divvy.space/hosting. Which one, Cory? Which one should people go to learn more about it?
I'd say just go to hosting.divvy.space for now. I mean, they can go to either, but we have enough information about the hosting on our main site. So
Gotcha. Yeah, Kim, if you need some, why don't we connect and stuff, and I'll kind of guide you on what might work best for you and stuff. And, for simplistic and ease. I know most people aren't developers and stuff, and Cory and I's philosophy, especially with our child themes, has always been to kind of put everything that you would need in your niche into the platform, and what you don't need, you just keep it out. So like if a nonprofit, for example, may raise money through fundraising, through donations. They may raise money through events. They may raise money through selling swag, T-shirts, hats, cups, whatever, learning, whatever it is. So like our nonprofit theme, for example, has all of that built into it. It's got donation platform, it's got event scheduling, it's got e-commerce, whether they sell products. So whichever way that they actually may use the theme, if let's say, for example, they have swag and they only need e-commerce, they don't need to use the event schedule or the the donations aspect of it and stuff, and they just leave those off of the site and they have their site built and stuff. So hope that helps and makes sense. Yeah, Cory, you were muted. And Doc, JB says he loves Tony. He needs to get a cap himself. Send him a cap. Cory, I think we're done. We got to go back to work, bro. We've been on for an hour.
It's noon already. I know. I probably got like 50 emails backed up here.
We ready, Cory? Should I take us out with some awesome music?
Let's do the outro, man.
Let's see here. Let's hit the outro. And which song do I want? You know what? I like this one. Cory.
I like it.
Can you hear me?
DJ DB.
DJ DB. That's what they're saying, in fact, DJ DB. DJ DB.